Hi everyone. I received a few comments and questions about our workbox system that I shared in the homeschool room tour over the iHomeschool Network Not Back to School blog hop. So I just thought I wanted to take a video and show you what that is for our family, what it looks like, and how we use it. But first I'd like to start with an overview of what the workbox system is. A couple years ago I purchased this book. It's Sue Patrick's Workbox System User Guide, and I read it cover to cover. It's a really thin book. It's fast and easy read, and it just explains Sue Patrick's system, why she developed it, what it looks like. It's a really great read, and I highly recommend it if you are looking into starting a workbox system for your homeschool. What it is basically is a system that this woman has developed for her autistic son, and just in helping him to organize his day and to learn better. And from then it kind of took off, and she discovered that it could be used well for all children. And so she's expanded it and written this guide to help others figure out how it can work for their home. Again, I highly recommend it. She has a website, just www.workboxsystem.com. Great tools there and information. She has an ebook also that's available for less cost, but I just prefer paper. I don't know, I'm a book nerd, so I like to have it in my hands that way. But anyways, check it out and read it. It's great. A little overview, the classic system is just a metal cart with 12 plastic shoe boxes that you see in Walmart, Target. They're everywhere. You use them for storage all over the home. And basically the student's work is placed in each shoebox, and as they finish work they stack the work on the floor, and the finished boxes are also placed in a pile on the floor when they're done. But you can modify it for your own family and your homeschool space. Some of the positives that I've seen in having the workbox system are, one, the children know what's expected of them each day, and how much work is left to be done at any point in the day. Also, they know when school is over. You know, they obviously know when to start because you say it's time to start school, but as they go and progress through the day, finishing each workbox, they can see when the work is done and they have nothing left to do. It's very visual and hands-on. That's my method of learning. I prefer to learn hands-on, and it's how things sink in better for me. I'm very visual, and I know it's not uncommon in today's culture, so I fit into that mold wonderfully. But anyway, so it's very visual and hands-on, and it's just a plus for kids in general. Also, the work is set up in manageable pieces. You don't have just a shelf or a pile of work that they are expected to work through and digest. It's all broken down into these individual boxes so that they can take a box, work on one thing at a time, put the box away, take the next box. It's very easy and bite-sized for a student. The last thing is it's completely customizable, and you can tell this just by Googling or looking up on Pinterest workboxes or homeschool workboxes or workbox system. You'll come up with tons and tons of information and different sites and pictures, and you can tell that every person does it a little bit differently, and it fits their family and their homeschool, their student. It's great that way. Some of the negatives might be that it does require some setup time ahead, and I've discovered that that's kind of true for anything homeschool related. You have to put a little effort in ahead of time to make it work best, and so it's not a big negative for me, and I don't think it would be for most teachers or parents. So another thing would be that you have to have some space for the work boxes. Ours don't take up a lot of space. It's just a single little corner in our room, and we have 2 carts. Someday we'll have 3, someday we'll have 4, assuming that we keep on with the system. But you have to have a little space, and some systems require more than others, but you know. Also, it can be costly if you like to go all out on things. It can get expensive if you let it be. I've seen some systems that include the IKEA Trofast system, like the drawers and stuff, and I love IKEA, don't get me wrong, they're my favorite store in the world, but the Trofast drawers are kind of costly compared to what you could be using. I think that's for workboxes. but it can be really cheap. Ours, we have 2, and it's probably cost less than $50. So it can be as much as you want it to be, basically. And also, like everything else, it's not for everyone, and that's okay. You might try it for a month or 2 or a year and discover that it's just not working. It's not giving you the structure that you thought it would, or your student's not really picking up on it or enjoying it like you thought. So, and that's fine. But I do encourage you to give it a shot. If it sounds good to you, give it a try. I think you might like it. Okay, now I'm going to kind of show you what our cart setup looks like, and then I'll talk about, or I'll walk you through my setup for each day. Right. Okay, here is our Workbox cart setup that you might recognize from the homeschool room tour. What we have here are just 2, I think they're called cropper hoppers. It's a scrapbooking company, and I think it's used for like sticker and paper organization and stuff like that. But it's awesome for workboxes. And you can get them at places like Walmart or Sam's Club, Joann Fabrics. I've heard a lot of people using their 40% off coupons there and getting them for a good deal. You can also find them on Amazon, but I do not recommend buying them there because that's definitely more expensive than you'll find them in the stores. So we have 2 of those, and they also have ones with like just kind of a translucent black drawers instead of the rainbow, but I like color, so we have rainbow. And they're pretty inexpensive. They're probably $20 to $30 on a regular basis, but again, you see sales and coupons all the time, and we purchased ours that way. On top here, you'll just see this is Jenna's cart is this first one, and Josiah's is the second one. The things we have on top are Jenna's daily learning notebook, and that's just a cover and spine that I used made on my computer with washi tape and stuff. And inside are just some printables from Confessions of a Homeschooler and Homeschool Creations from their calendar notebooks or daily learning notebooks, and I'll put links to that below. She works on that every day, which is why it's on top. Next to that, you'll see a magazine file, and that's just a really inexpensive one from IKEA that come in packs of 5 or something and are really cheap. And she just puts her completed worksheets and stuff in that every single day. Also, we have this little basket that I color code my kids. It's just something new that we've done this year, and I've liked it a lot so far. This basket is for her Workbox cards as she finishes during the day. Yes, those are sissies. And behind that is just a sandwich box, same color of course, and she just has some little post-its, and these are the Workbox cards that are not being used right now. Her number cards are in there right now because I haven't set up for the day. And both of those I just got at the Dollar Tree, so it works out nicely. On each drawer are 2 Velcro dots, one on this side and one on this side. The left side I put her numbers up, and the other side is for subject cards, which I'll explain in a minute. We just have some purple numbers for Jenna's boxes, and Josiah has some fun Toy Story cards. I think I got them from 1 + 1 + 1 = 1, I think. And he was just into Toy Story when I made his. Josiah does have the same setup, and his color is blue. The next thing is our schedule strip. Jenna's is right here. Purple, of course. And these templates are from Sue Patrick's website, I believe, but there are also templates other places. Or you can just create them from Excel or Numbers or something too. And it's just purple cardstock that I printed the grid on, a blank grid, and then cut them out, laminated them, cut that out, and then put Velcro dots on each square. Hole punched it, and then put one of these binder rings on the end so they're easy to see. And this is just, I will put her task cards or number cards on these in the order that I'd like her to complete her work for the day. And as she completes them, she'll take the number off the square and put it in to the basket. next we have the subject grid with cards. Now I got this idea from the Unlikely Homeschool, and I'll put a link to that below also. But she has a grid set up for her task cards, and I was like, that's a great idea for keeping them in order so I'm not losing or scrambling for these cards that I use every single day. What I did was I just made a Google Doc of our curriculum subjects with pictures, because kids really like pictures, and if you're a pre-reader or a non-reader, that's really easier to understand, obviously. So there are different curriculum subjects, areas of study, and many different possible activities that we might take part in through the year. And so I just made a grid of those, and then I printed 2 copies on white cardstock. I cut out one set and laminated each square. Then I just laminated the other copy, and I decorated it with washi tape on the edges just to make it prettier. Then I put a Velcro dot on the back of each square, and then the opposite side of the Velcro dot on the grid. And I have mine in alphabetical order.